and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm finally playing around and trying out some of these products from the Naturisimo Clean Makeup Spring Edition box. So I'm excited to give some of these products a test. I feel there's possibly one or two that might not get tested today because there's a couple of like blush options and a couple of lip options, but they will get used in next videos. So but yeah, if you wanted to see some of these products in action, then please keep on watching. I'm going to actually start off by adding the lip oil to my lips. This is the Rouge Francais lip oil in 600. So let's get this on. Hopefully it's been nice and moisturising the lips. I like the fact it's a rollable. Let's have a see. So it's a very like thin lip oil. I've got some lip oils that are kind of a bit thicker, not sticky or anything like that. But this is definitely much more of a thinner formula. Really lightweight. It's not like slippery, but it's not sticky on the lips. I mean, I'll leave that on, see if it keeps my lips nice and hydrated till I get to the other lip products. Yeah, I'll keep it on until I get to the lip portion, and let's move on to the next one. I'm just going to get my hair a bit more out of the way. Okay, so next is a product I'm quite excited to play with. So it's the Hello Sunday. This is the SPF 50, the illuminating one. So this is a glow primer. It's high protection all year round. So yeah, it says a lightweight moisturising primer designed to protect your skin from sun damage whilst creating a dewy, subtle glow. Formulated with stable vitamin C and hyaluronic acid, this handy all-in-one primer enhances your natural radiance and creates the perfect illuminated base, either with or without makeup. So I'm intrigued to give this a go. I did think, because obviously I'm going to apply a bit of makeup over the top of this, so I won't really be able to like reapply it throughout the day like you're supposed to with sunscreens. So what I might do is do like a little YouTube short or a little video, kind of a day where I'm just out and about, I'm not going to be wearing makeup, but pop this on and then reapply it to see how well it reapplies. Because like I said, I think in the unboxing, with the Drunk Elephant bronzing one, I felt like you couldn't really reapply because it'd make you too bronzy, too orange, and I'm worried like potentially illuminating one could do the same thing. It makes you a bit too Tin Man like if you keep reapplying. So I will do a video testing that aspect of it, but let's add it on for now. Okay, it's got like a, very much feels like a moisturiser. Put a bit more on the forehead. It gives a very, I think, yeah, a very natural finish. So I don't see like on my hands any like shimmer particles, anything like that. So it's very much like a natural glow kind of product. And it doesn't feel slippery. It's actually got a little bit of a tack to it, which is always quite nice for when you're putting under makeup. I don't know how well, like depending on the foundation you would use on top, how well that glow would shine through the foundation. So I feel like I said, it's very much one for a very lightweight foundation. If you want that glow, potentially you could mix it in with the foundation, or I feel like this is going to be very much a one where you don't want to wear makeup on. That's what kind of the impression I'm getting with how it's looking. I am going to add a little bit of foundation over the top because I'm just intrigued. I'm not going to go in with a glowy foundation because I do think it's interesting to see what it's like with a slightly matter foundation. So I'm going to go in with a Kosas Revealer Improving Foundation because it kind of gives a bit more of a natural dreamy finish. It's kind of like a demi matte finish. I don't want to go too heavy though because I want it to keep it quite a nice light overall look. But yeah, I'm really happy there's no shimmer particles. So I feel like you could quite easily reapply throughout the day. I don't know if you're oily, you might want to go for one of the matte ones because I know they did a whole range of ones. But like I said, I'll do like a YouTube short or a mini video kind of testing it out throughout the day and keep reapplying it. We'll see how it looks. Okay, let's go in with the foundation. I'll try not to go too much because So like I said, I kind of want to see if it does shine through at all. But I tell you what I like about that primer as well, is that you can't really feel it on the skin. I did find with the Giant Elephant to a degree, you could kind of feel it on the skin. Nothing heavy, but you could a little bit. And like I said, definitely with the bronzing ones, you really felt like you couldn't reapply at all without looking orange. Okay, so I do feel like actually that glow is peeking through, because I don't remember this being this kind of glowy of a foundation. I feel like the primer is kind of coming through, which is nice. In terms of how it sits, it doesn't seem, they kind of work nicely together. I'm not seeing any issues with how it's sitting at this moment in time anyway. Obviously I'm going to wear it throughout the day, and I probably actually will do just a very quick check-in at the end of the day to see how well stuff's lasted. But it's laying, the foundation's laying nicely on top of that primer. I'm not seeing any issues at this moment in time. Before I go in with my concealer, because I've been absolutely loving using the mineral concealer from Lily Lolo, I'm just going to jump in with some of the other cream products first. So I'll just have to ignore the under eyes and the chin at the moment. So the next one I'm going to go in with is the Impossible Glow, the highlighting drops from Pai. I really need to learn how to pronounce that. I didn't realise the different shades, because I know someone asked me in the Naturisimo unboxing what shades they were, because I think there is actually a couple of different shades. So I know there's a champagne, there's a rose gold, and there's also a bronze one, which I think the bronze one's like the deepest one, and then it looks like on the website champagne might be the lightest. This is rose gold, so it's kind of in between one. When I swatched it on the back of my hand in the unboxing video, it didn't look like it would give me a cast. So I'll be intrigued to see, because I know, yeah, like I said, the iconic London ones, again mentioned in the previous video, they did give me a bit more of a cast. I'm actually going to pop it on the, oh, that is way too much. Pop it on the back of my hand first, and use a brush to apply. I'm just going to dab it around my hand, because I went way too heavy with this. Ooh. That is very glowy. I possibly would do this or the glowy primer. I feel like this potentially is a bit of a glow overload, especially for someone who has oily to combination skin. If you've got quite dry skin, normal skin, then this might work for you, but I feel like this is possibly a bit of a glow overload. Now, having said that, it looks really pretty, and that is a very intense glow. But what I'm loving, sorry, is I can't really see any shimmer or any like glitter particles in that, which again is what I like. The kind of older I'm getting, the more that's what I prefer, because I feel like it gives that slightly more natural glow, fresh look. Ooh. Right, my hairband is doing nothing to keep my hair out of the way, clearly. But yeah, I would like to play with that again without the glowy primer underneath. I think the shade works well for me. I'm not seeing like a cast. This is kind of how it looks like blended out on my hand. I think if you're probably much fairer than me, then it possibly would, because you can see a bit of a difference in tone, but it's not obvious when I've applied it. So you may want to go with the champagne because it looked lighter, but pretty. Like I said, a bit of a glow overload right now, but I think everything's looking quite pretty. Now, blush. So I kind of got three options. Obviously the Era Perez was the Cocoa Crayon, is for lips and cheeks. I'm going to save that for lips today, and I will do like another video using it on the cheeks. I am intrigued. And then I've got the Kajar Vice, this is their one of the cream blushes in Sun Touch, sorry, which looks like this. And then I do have the RMS Lip to Cheek in Beloved, and it's the one I wanted to try for ages. So you can use it on lips and cheeks, but I really want to try it on my cheeks, so I think today this is going to be the product I use. So this unfortunately is going to be the one that I won't test today, but what I'll do is I'll make sure it goes into my next makeup video so we can see what it's like. I'd imagine this is going to be pretty on the skin. Like I said, it reminds me of Lily Lolo's Dahlia. It's got that nice kind of flush, so it's going to look quite natural on the skin, but as the name suggests, gives that kind of sun-kissed, sun-touched look, which I think will be really pretty. So I'll definitely try this soon, but I just desperately want to try this. And something to note, that lip oil has completely gone. Now my lips feel nice and soft, so it's not one that is like some of my lip oils I'll pop on, it lasts quite a while, almost like a makeup lip gloss. So I think this is more for refreshing the lips, giving hydration, so you're not going to get that shine for too long at all, really. So we'll see. It might be more of a prep really than a lip product on top. Interesting. Anyway, this I'm excited to try. So texture wise, it's gel-like, I'd say, but a thin gel. Doesn't feel too sticky doing this. That looks intense. So I'm just going to pop some onto the back of my hand. And I'm going to definitely use my fingers for this. Start applying some. So I think I mentioned before, I love watching Rosemary on TikTok explaining her products and how she uses them. I know she caters a lot to, because she did a lot of Victoria models makeup and doing runways and stuff like that, and I know she does a lot of the makeup tailored to like older skins as well. And she's also someone who likes just to get the makeup on. She's quite quick with the process. Obviously with her doing catwalk makeup and stuff, she's very much a quick use her fingers get it on kind of makeup artist. So I think a lot of her products kind of are tailored in that way, which is nice. I think it's a nice colour. Like she's trying to design this to give a real natural, proper sun-kissed look. So like you've caught a bit of the sun in a healthy way. That's why she went for more red tone as opposed to pink tone, because we do tend to go a bit more red. I haven't quite, so she talks about placement as well, which I haven't done the placement she usually does. She actually kind of does more across here. And with bronzer as well, she takes it more across this bit, because that's where you would actually catch the sun. I know like with bronzer I tend to go around the perimeters of my face, where she's saying it kind of, you want to put it in different areas to give that more natural sun-kissed appearance. So I would quite like to do a video actually on her tips and tricks and kind of trying them out and see what we think. So let me know if that's something that would be of interest. Now that is a very lovely blusher actually. It's very natural. I feel like you can build it up. So obviously I feel like depending on your preference in terms of pigmentation, depending on skin tone, you could build this up or sheer it out, whichever is your preference. Like I said, it doesn't feel sticky. It's definitely not oily on the skin. I feel like it's not going to slip and slide. It's got a bit of a, I said it's not sticky, but it has got a bit of a tack to it, which I think is a good thing. We'll see how well it lasts throughout the day. I know with like cream brushes, they too tend to like disappear first. So you may want to go a bit heavier, but I think that's a nice level of colour. It does look very nice and natural on the cheeks, which I'm happy about. And what I will do is, as that oil's disappeared, I'm going to add just a touch on my lip. That is very pigmented. That is going to be, I've done a really messy job of that. That's like a nice, that'll be a nice daytime summer lip. So there's a nice pigmentation, but because you're kind of smudging the edges, it looks quite natural. Oh, I quite like that on the lips. Like I said, I do want to go with the Aeropress and test it out as well, but I just thought I'd pop a little bit on the lips. I'd say going a little bit at a time, build up, because, or just be neater than me, because I went a bit messy, but that looks nice. I like that. So I'm kind of, I know it's only first impressions, so I need to kind of let them wear and see how they really work throughout the day. But so far, I'm not liking. I'm liking what I'm trying. The oil I'm not sure about, because I would personally, the oils I like to last a little bit longer. But like I said, maybe it's more of a prep for the lips. So I'll read up about that in a second actually, and just make sure, see what kind of the description is of that product. Okay, I am going to quickly fill in my brows just lightly. Oh no, I'm going to do concealer. So, concealer, I have been, thank you to the people who wanted me to do the mineral based foundation look, and then obviously the mineral eyeshadow, because I really have been enjoying playing with mineral products, and the mineral concealer has been in my kind of everyday makeup bag now since the mineral foundation base video, and it works beautifully. I love how well it's been working, especially when we've had the mini heat wave, because I can get that nice glow but a nice set base, and it doesn't break up the way some powders can break up. It's also nice to be able to combine a powder and a concealer, so it's like one less product to have to add on. But yeah, I've honestly been loving this concealer a lot. So I'm going to do this now under the eyes, on the nose. And I love, because I like using more cream based products, so I love also using this after I've used cream based products to make it easier to blend in, but then I can kind of blend the edges a little bit. If I brought like the blusher too far this way, I can kind of blend it in and soften the edges a little bit. But look how pretty that looks. It doesn't look heavy on the skin. So yeah, like I said, thank you to the people who really wanted to see the more mineral based products, because I've been genuinely loving this concealer a lot, and it's become my daily concealer. And actually I'd love to pick up a lighter shade of this to kind of give a bit more of a brightening effect in areas. Okay, so that is how the skin is looking. I think it looks really nice. Like I said, possibly wouldn't combine the highlighting drops and have the glow primer. I think it's possibly a bit too much, but both look to be nice products, so we'll just have to see. Like I said, I'm going to do a separate video on the primer and see if it is one you can build upon every couple of hours to refresh the SPF. Yeah, I'm going to quickly do my brows and then I'll come back for the eyes. Okay, so onto the eyes. The first we're going to pop on is the Kosas 10-second eyeshadow. So this is in the shade Shimmer. Oh. Like I said, I've tried one of their blue ones a while ago, but this looks to be a nice pretty one, especially for summer. This would be quite a nice colour. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to go straight onto the lid. I'm not popping any primer down. And with these you're going to want to work one eye at a time. And blend it in. Just going to give a nice wash of shimmer across the lid. Now I'm going to try and build it up a little bit. Okay, so that's the one eye. It is quite subtle. I probably would like a bit more of a pop of shimmer, but kind of for an everyday no makeup look, it kind of gives something to the eyes. And I believe it's infused with some skincare as well. Yeah, infused with liquid skincare for lids. So obviously it's going to be nice and gentle. And you probably could incorporate some other eyeshadows and pop this on top. But yeah, this is very much a subtle pop of something across the eyes for an everyday look. So I'm going to just quickly do the other eye. Actually, with the other eye, let's quickly grab a brush and see if it makes a difference using a brush as opposed to my finger. Oh, I think it does actually. I think actually the finger takes away a bit of the shine. Whereas that brush, oh yeah, I think actually the brush might work better with these. Let's go another layer on this side then. Yeah. Okay, so weirdly I'd recommend a brush for this, because it seems to, my finger seems to take away a bit more of the shine than the brush does. I mean, the brush doesn't really take away the shine. It's still quite a subtle pop, which again I still think would be nice for like a no makeup day. I mean, you can definitely see it on there. It's quite a bit of a different shade to my lids naturally, but it is something quite natural on the skin and on the eyes. Okay, so brush, not finger with these, unless you want a slightly sheer appearance. But I kind of like that level a bit more than my finger did. So, okay, and then the final eye product is the 100% Pure's Creamy Long Last Eyeliner. I went with the dark brown. Like I said, it was a choice out of the black or the dark brown. I wanted the dark brown because my other one is a bit more of a medium brown, and I quite like brown liners. So what I'm going to do, so we'll create like a mini flick. The end there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to smudge it out in a minute. So it's supposed to be nice and creamy and therefore smudgeable. So far pigment wise it's giving good pigment, it's easy to apply, it's gliding quite nicely. I'm just going to get actually a little like an eyebrow brush, a nice small one like this, because I want to keep it still quite small. I'm just going to go over it, smudge it slightly, change the shape slightly. Okay, so it's definitely easy to apply. It does smudge out, it's nice and creamy. I think I'm intrigued to see how well it lasts. I've just realised I forgot to check, but my eyes, the eyeshadow, that closest one, is dry. So, which actually is a good thing, because I feel like a cream eyeshadow and then a creamy eyeliner on top could be a recipe for disaster. But because, I mean, those are set, those are fully set, which I love, but they still look kind of wet on the eyes. Like that kind of appearance, which I really like. But yeah, because it does dry down, it means the creamy eyeliner isn't going to like smudge everywhere. It's not going to be too hard to kind of play with. Yeah. So that is that. I like that a lot. So far I'm quite happy with the products. Like I said, we'll see how well everything wears to know if we really do, if these products are good. I'm going to go in with the Ilia mascara quickly, and then we can round up with lips. Okay, so now to finish off is lips. And I do kind of really love how this RMS lip to cheek is looking on the lips, but I do want to really see the colour of this, because this looks really pretty, and see how well it lasts. So this is the Aeropress Cocoa Crayon in Rebel, so another one that you could pick 2 shades of. The other one's much more a peachy nudie type of colour, it looked like. but I wanted to go for this one. So the kind of no makeup style is about to go out the window slightly, but I really want to see what this is like. So it's nice and chunky. Let's actually take this off my lips quickly. So it does leave a little bit of a stain behind, but nothing too bad. So let's go in with this crayon. Okay, that is the lip, and I'm really glad I picked this colour. It's probably a bit vampy and probably more of an autumn shade, winter autumn shade, but that is stunning. It went on really nicely. I mean, I like the point. Like I said before, I like ones that you can sharpen because I feel like you can get a good point on it. It went on really nicely to outline, but it was also creamy enough that I could like do that and fill the lips properly. And then I like also that kind of what I did was obviously outline as I would do, and then use the edge of the pencil to fill in the middle. But yeah, like I said, I think it's more like an autumn winter shade, this one, because it's a bit like a berry tone is really beautiful summer, but it's probably a deep berry tone. But I'm really glad I picked this one up over the nude one, because it's just something a bit more different, a bit more interesting. But I really like that colour. Okay, so this is all the products tested out apart from one of the blushes, which I will feature in the next video. My kind of thoughts before I go and do the wear test, I kind of go through each product. I love the fact there's no shimmer and glitter in this. It's very much more of a natural glow. And I like the texture of this as well. It doesn't feel like slimy on the skin or anything like that. It does have a nice little bit of attack, which is good as a primer. I think it did shine through this foundation, because this foundation is more of a demi-matte kind of finish. So I do think it shined through. I am intrigued to see what it's like when I'm not wearing makeup, and whether it's buildable, so you can reapply the SPF factor in there. So we'll do like a little YouTube short on that, because I think it'd be interesting to know. Next one was the highlighting drops. Now, one thing I would say is I probably wouldn't pair the two together. I think it's one or the other, unless you want a glow overload, but I did think it was a bit glowy. Again, I love the fact there's no shimmer or glitter particles in this, so it's very much a sheen but with a colour to it. I think the colour for my skin tone worked nicely. You can definitely see a kind of a bit more intense glow there. Like I said, I think if you're fairer than me, then I think the champagne shade will look better. If you're darker, then probably the bronzing one. I like how it did dry down, which I think is quite nice, and very easy to use. As I mentioned before, I've tried the iconic London ones. I did love them, but they're a bit more intense. They do have a bit of shimmer glitter to them, so it's much more of a natural finish. And I'd probably then go with a bit more of a matte-ish base, and then add these in, or mix it with a slightly matter foundation to add a bit of a glow. But I would avoid doing too many glow products with these, because they are both relatively glowy, but it's still a nice product. What was next? Oh, I forgot to mention the lip oil. I'm not sure about the lip oil. I think it's more of a dry lip oil, which possibly would be nice like just for prepping in the morning as part of your skincare routine. But I do like oils that I can wear throughout the day and they kind of last a bit longer, so we'll see how I feel about that. One's probably my least favourite of everything. But not that I really disliked it, but it's just probably my least favourite. The RMS I think is really pretty. I think it's a nice, beautiful shade. Very natural, but it's something you can definitely build up because it has got a pop of colour. I mean, it's still on my hand here. I loved how it looked on the lips actually. It had that bit more of a smudged appearance. And for a summer everyday look, but where you want a bit of pop on the lips, I think this is going to be really pretty. I'm intrigued to see how well the colour lasts throughout the day, because I went and come with like a lightish layer of it, so a bit more natural finish. But yeah, I'm actually happy with that one. The Kosas eyeshadow, I think I still think I like something with a bit more of a punch to it, but I do like the fact it's fully dry but looks still wet on the lids. That I really like about it, and I think using a brush is much better than use your fingers because you still get a bit more. I think the fingers kind of really took away a bit of the kind of glow. And for a no makeup day, I think this is really nice. Really easy to use, like I said, and yeah, I think my favourite bit is the fact that it is dry but looks wet, which I think is quite a nice look on the eyes. Hands Up Pure eyeliner. It's a nice eyeliner, it glides on really nicely. You can smudge it as well. We'll see how well it lasts throughout the day. Like I said, I'm happy I picked up dark brown because I really need like a kind of in between a black and a brown, and this is kind of the perfect colour. Yeah, I thought worked really quite nicely on the eyes. They've got nice pigmentation. Like I said, glides really nicely. Smudges. It smudges easily, but not in a messy way, which is, I think, is always a good factor on that. The lip pencil. I love the colour of this. Really, really stunning. I like how I find it quite easy to use because you can sharpen it, get a nice point to do the outline. You can kind of rub your lips, it will smudge it together, and then you just use the side of the pencil to kind of fill in. The kind of texture, but I forgot to mention the texture. There's no stickiness. There's a little bit like a cream moisturising feeling about it, but it's not too slippery, but it's also not matte. So it's very comfortable on the lips. I am intrigued to see what it would be like as a blusher, and maybe I'll do another YouTube short where I kind of test this out as like a blusher as well and see how well it lasts throughout the day. I think that'd be quite fun. But yeah, love this colour. That was everything. Like I said, the Kajal Vice blusher I'll use in the next video so we can see it. I do want to do a few YouTube shorts on some of the other products to kind of test them by themselves, see how well they work. But this is what I'm looking like at the moment. Those are my thoughts. The time is currently 10:25. So I'll do a couple of check-ins. It's quite a nice day today, so I'll probably sit outside for lunch and stuff. So I might do a check-in before lunch, because that'll be a good 2 to 3 hours. And then I'll do a check-in after lunch to see how well it's lasted throughout eating and stuff. And then I'll do a check-in at the end of the day as well. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoyed so far. Okay, just a quick check-in. It's 12:15, so I'll be making some lunch soon. But I thought I'd show you how everything's looking. Obviously the lip is looking nice. I've had a couple of like waters and teas this morning, so nothing really that's going to affect it, I don't think, too much. Lunch will be the big test for the lip, but everything else is still looking nice. Like, this is it in natural light. I'm just on my phone filming this bit. I'm facing my garden, and yeah, everything's still looking really pretty on the skin. I'm not looking too glowy actually in the light. I think sometimes the studio lights make things more glowy than they actually are, but overall I'm happy with how everything's looking at the moment, and like I said, I'll do another check-in after lunch to see how well the lip has lasted. Okay, so it's about 3 o'clock now. This is how I am looking. The lips are starting to kind of fade off, as you can probably see, because I've been eating and drinking. However, everything else still looks pretty good. Like, the skin's actually not looking too bad, despite the fact it was a glowing primer and then glow drops on top. It's actually not looking too bad. I feel like the eyeshadow's still there, the eyeliner's still there. Everything's still looking good. It's just the lips, where I've been eating and drinking, is starting to come off. But I feel like you could easily like top up that after eating and drinking, and it would go on fine. So yeah, I'm kind of impressed with everything so far. So we'll see how it goes a bit later. And yeah, but so far so good. Okay, so it's actually the next day. I forgot to do my final check-in, so I thought I'd come back and just do a kind of roundup. I took my makeup off around 6, 7 o'clock last night. The lips had pretty much come off from eating dinner and just drinking throughout the day. But I think the colour did last for a reasonable amount of time. I think naturally when it's not a pure matte lipstick, it's going to come off during eating and drinking. It's just how quickly it does it is a different matter, and I didn't think it disappeared too quickly, which is a good thing. In terms of everything else, I was very happy with everything else. My oils did start to come through slightly in my T-zone, as they tend to end of day, but nothing more than usual. So I don't think the glowy primer is adding too much more shine, so I look overall really oily at the end of the day. I think kind of my standard level of oiliness came through, which I'm fine about. I still, like I said, wouldn't pair these two together. I think it's just a bit of a glow overload unless you're super dry or love the super glowy look, but I would go kind of one or the other for that. And yeah, everything else lasted really well. The eyeshadow actually lasted probably the best out of all of it, I'd say, and yeah, I really loved everything I tried. I will keep on trying it, and yeah, I will do a video on this blush because this is the only thing I haven't tried. So that's kind of the roundup of this video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you've tried any of the products down below, and what your thoughts are on them and how you think the overall look turned out. Yeah, I really hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed playing with this box. Please leave any future requests down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.